I went to Kosciuszko again with high school mates
Fuck,
because
bro. Yes. Kosciuszko. We're gonna talk about that. Keep going.
right. Ever since I graduated high school, me and two other guys, we just go hiking like January of every year. So 2019 we went to Tasmania and we did the overland track. That was quite nice. The year after, 2020, we went New Zealand. So
Mount Doom.
yeah, we went to Mount Doom. I think it's called Hoang. And
Wait, 2020 as in like January?
yeah,
February?
January 2020. Just before uni
Yeah.
starts.
Wait, for
Then
uni or for COVID?
before uni. That was before COVID too.
Yeah,
So we
exactly.
were at
That's
New
what I mean.
Zealand.
So I came back from Vietnam and you came back from New Zealand.
Yeah. So start of this year, we couldn't go overseas. We were planning on going to New Zealand again, but yeah. So Kosciuszko was the bet because
Fuck you,
COVID.
Kosciuszko's my place.
COVID again.
I think I've been
Oh,
like 3 times now. Like, three
fair,
times now.
fair. Yeah. I saw your pictures from Kosciuszko. You went off track
Yeah,
too.
but you can't tell like what is what, eh? You can't know, like,
Yeah.
is that the first time, second time, or third time?
Yeah, yeah,
First time
true.
was snow, second time no snow, third time no
Yeah, yeah.
snow.
You went to Mueller's Peak. Did you go to Mueller's Peak?
Let me remember.
I feel like one of the pictures was tagged there.
I think it was the when you said I went off track, right?
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the most recent one I went?
Yeah,
right?
the recent one.
That would have been we did. I think I mean the we went from Thredbo
Yeah.
up to the summit.
Yeah.
But we did that via from Thredbo.
Right.
So that's like
Did you go through Charles Pass?
no.
Okay.
Charles Pass is, yeah. So Charles
That's-
Pass was the second time I went.
Okay,
The
okay.
second time I went Charles Pass to get to
Right.
the top, which is the main range.
Yeah.
Oh well, Charles Pass actually has two hikes.
Yeah.
To the main range. No,
So-
to the summit. You have the main range hike, is like the longest one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the one that aims to get you to the summit earlier.
So
You have that one in Thredbo.
yeah, like so every time I go with this group of hikers, just me and two other guys,
Hike school friends or
yeah,
hikers?
hikers, both
Hike school friends.
hike school friends. They yeah. So the one of us is the one who really likes to organize the hikes, and he
Can I get
hikes.
along with that person?
Yeah, he hikes very differently to me, but because I'm kind of a guy where I just like being there. I enjoy the vibe, just hiking, and yeah, the destination is there. I'm cool if we get there at whatever time, but he's a very logistical, sporty
Think about it.
sporty
He
hiker,
wants to
pedantic.
get there-
So
I want to get there to see the sunset, the
yeah,
sunrise and
like
shit.
he'd genuinely be annoyed if
Yeah.
we didn't get a decent camp spot, but I don't really mind because
Where'd you
it's
camp?
uh when we went to Kosciuszko, that's a good question. The hike was 4 days long, three nights. He organized it so that we went along the main range track. We went along the
Take me
main
with
range
you
track.
Next time, fucking 4 day
I-
hike. You kidding me? That's crazy.
I hate organizing hikes, but like yeah, New Zealand was 7
Yeah,
days.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to organize. Next time,
Fair.
your mate plans that fucking crazy 4 day hike. Like, hey, I know a crazy fucker. I know a guy who'll be out here for 8 days.
Mate.
Simon, come, bring your coffee.
Fair. But like, yeah. So he organized it so that we did a bit of the main range track, then went off for like an entire day
Yeah.
before going back to it, and then we'd walk just like a kilometer over the main range track, and then go off. Yeah, and every time we go off in Kosciuszko National Park, it's not too dangerous. It's not dangerous at all, but it is kind of whack because
The only danger is getting lost
Yeah.
and having resources.
yeah, like when you're on a track, you don't even need to worry about where to put your feet
Yeah.
because it's just follow the track. But Kosciuszko National Park it's like a mottled carpet. It's like full of weeds. So if you look at it and it looks spiky, don't step on it. And you actually have to go like, okay, so we can't walk in a straight line. We're just gonna go around and around and around. So what we did was, God, I don't know how many peaks he did. The whole point of this hike for him was he wanted to go peak bagging. I don't even know if that's the term for it. So, it's like, so you can do the 10 highest mountains in Australia because they're all within the same vicinity. Yeah, so I think we went to like 15 different peaks. Not all of them were named actually. So we went to
15 different peaks in Kosciuszko.
Yeah, and it was like,
They're all the high ones that were
yeah,
there.
yeah. It got kind of tedious because then we got into like
Too much of a good thing, huh?
a repeated process of going up, down, up, down. Is that the next peak? Oh shit, it is. Up, down. The next one.
That one has
I
no
just
name.
that one has no name. Oh shit. Well, this one requires you to put your bag down and go on all fours. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah, hey, do you find rock climbing comes in handy at all?
Oh, definitely. There was a
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called.
We need
There was
rock
this
climbers.
There was this one peak we went up to, and we passed a guy. Like this is kind of whack because we went to our campsite first on this particular day. This is the third day out of 4, and at the very end of the day, we just had an insanely long uphill climb. And by that time, me and this other guy were tired as hell. And this one guy who planned the hike was, I've still got energy. So we dropped our bags at the campsite.
You need me there, so I
Yeah.
can carry you two losers on my back.
Yeah. So the guy who organized it, he was like, okay, side quest, we've got another peak. It's only 1 kilometer out. And me looking at this other guy was like, 1 kilometer. Yeah. How hard could it be? We went and it was, I shit you not, if you can, I'm describing what my hand is doing, like 45 degree down.
Fucking steep.
Yeah.
45 degrees up.
I'm not even joking. So
The base is just
Yeah.
pick one person.
this is a side quest. So it's one that is listed on a map, but not many people do it because it's not technically part of them.
Quest.
Yeah, it's not technically part of the main raid track. So we only met one guy, and we were going down as he was going
When
back.
did you guys go? January?
Yeah, January. It was summer. It was summer. So weather was pretty great.
There you go. It's the winter.
Oh yeah, except
There
goddamn,
you go.
I'm pretty sure that track is impossible in winter, because we'll get to the weather in a second. But like, the track was insane. The guy who passed us as he was going back, we stopped because the track was so narrow. And I looked at him. I was like, "Hey man, how's the track from here on?" Because we were still going down, and we could see the uphill coming, and it looked like straight up. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's not too bad. There's like this part with sideways rocks." And we were like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then we passed him. We said hi and we said bye, and then we looked at each other and we were like, what did he mean by sideways rocks? Yeah, I've got a picture of it on my phone, but like, we got to a point where we couldn't see the track going forward because there was like a big wall,
Yeah.
a big wall, and then like, so the track could have gone straight, but if it did go straight, there was like a cliff drop, so there was no track going that way. So we went down following the rocks, and then we were like, okay, the track's disappeared. And then one of my mates had the brilliant idea of looking over the rocks, and then we saw what he meant by sideways rocks. It was a rock climb. Yeah. And
Oh.
yeah, so we didn't have our packs on at this time, but
Chalk out. Let's go.
this was one of the hikes where I actually used the camera strap. Yeah, so I was rock climbing with the camera just like slinging around on my back. When I'm climbing, I'm trying not to make sure that I make any sudden moves, and it's a breeze for me because the wall's at kind of an angle, but there are I shit you not, sideways rocks, air quotes. But yeah, so we did it, and I was looking at my mate, the guy who organized the hike. He was having trouble, but
Not a rock climber.
yeah, not a rock climber. He's a hiker. Yeah, but his hiking is insane. He goes at like 5 kilometers an hour. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But he's an ultralight hiker. So when I say that, to him more than me, hiking's like a sport. To me, hiking is just a recreational activity. Yeah, so he just zoom along. And when we were in, not even time. I don't know, because like, he just goes at it. When all three of us were on the overland track in Tasmania, we had walkie-talkies with each other because this guy had the foresight of going like, okay, we're all definitely going at different paces, like different speeds. He's gonna go at 5 k's an hour. I'm gonna go at like cool solid 3. The tall guy of the group's going at like 3.5 or 4, and yeah, so we were all hiking together. We could all see each other, and then yeah, this guy, the organizer, he was at the front, and the track started going uphill, and he just kept the pace. And me and the other guy looked at each other. Me and the tall guy looked at each other, and we were like, "Yeah, nah, yeah, nah. let's slow down. Let's slow down."
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Because the hike up to the summit of Kosciuszko by Threadbow.
Yeah.
It's faster than the other one, but so much steeper.
Via Threadbow.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how you can catch the ski lift from Threadbow up to Eagle's Nest?
Yeah.
You can hike that.
Okay.
Hike that up.
Yeah.
Get up to Eagle's Nest. Hike the rest of the way to the summit.
Right.
After you got back from before we went to the summit, we went, Rawson's Pass.
Yeah.
From Rawson's Pass, we just hit the, we walked off the pathway and just straight down.
Fair.
Like towards that lake, whatever it's called.
Yeah. By the time we hit Kosciuszko summit like day 2, and
What time?
that's a good bloody question, because day 2 probably had like 22 kilometers in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 22 k's in a day, like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It's not too bad. We got to the Kosciuszko summit probably around like 3 o'clock.
Hey, but what about
3?
tents and shit? Were you guys carrying tents?
Yeah, yeah.
But you said he was carrying light.
Yeah, he's an ultralight hiker. So what he does is he puts in the research, and his pack is like smaller than a high schooler's backpack.
But there's a tent in there?
There's a tent in there.
Fuck you.
There's a tent in there. Let me explain what I mean by ultralight hiker. When you're in a sleeping bag, you've got like down feathers on top of you and underneath you, but the feathers that are underneath you are like crushed by your body weight, so they don't do much insulation. So he doesn't have a sleeping bag. He has something called a quilt, which is pretty much a sleeping bag, except there's no down feathers underneath you. So when you're an ultralight hiker, all the gear you have, he's got a thing called a lighter pack. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's like a website you can use, and you type in what you have, how many grams it is, and then you've got a base weight by the end of it. So the big 3 is probably like shelter, your tent, your sleeping system, and I forgot what the last one is. That's how bad of a hiker I am. No. The base weight is it's like your actual backpack, your tent, and your sleeping bag. I'm pretty sure that's the big 3. I'm definitely wrong, but yeah, so you call that the base weight because that's things you're definitely bringing, and everything else like water or the food you add in, you weigh it up. Exactly. Ultralight hikers at its extreme, they do a thing where maybe cooking system is part of the big 3. Probably isn't though. Some ultralight hikers forego a cooking system. Yeah. They don't bring one. They do something called cold soaking, where you just get your food, soak it in water, and then maybe a couple hours later at the end of the day, you'll be able to eat it. It won't be warm, but yeah. Yeah, so
my mate Eric at one point, his mum cooks, he knows a bit of cooking. His suggestion was to put everything in sous vide bags.
Yeah.
And you pick it up, and then you
can just. Yeah, fair enough. But like, yeah, because.
You get that preheated or after a sous vide bag.
Yeah, even a cooking system is weight to carry along, and depending on the hike, because like.
Cooking system, bro, for matches.
Yeah, yes, you've got a stove. My stove is it's got a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a spark plug. You click on it and the spark appears. But yeah, the stove's like this big. A hiking stove. It's as big as my hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you just use that to heat.
You need to buy, if you go into like a BCF or any other camping store, you've got gas canisters that are like this big, 2 hands together. Oh. And then you screw in a stove on top of that. So I've managed to whip out my entire cooking system, or I've managed to bring it down to a size that's about this big, which is like 3 hands together. It includes a pot, the gas canister, the stove that's as big as my hand, and a towel and foldable utensils. And I don't even bring a fork. It's just a knife and a spoon. Yeah, and it all goes up to like 250 grams, like
Wait, what are you
300 grams. What am I eating?
Yeah, what are you eating when you're up there?
That's a good question. So, my mate, the organizer, his food system is pretty much food that he processes at home. So it's like when you look at it, it's a massive sandwich bag with a bunch of powder, maybe like a few dehydrated vegetables or dehydrated meat. Like, that's a good.
Protein.
No, not even. It's like instant mashed potato,
Oh.
stuff like that. Instant mash, soup,
Cops pull you
soup
over,
powder,
like, what's this? Oh, instant
couscous too.
Pardon?
Couscous.
Couscous. Oh,
Yeah. So, just like hiking food, and when you look at it, it's just powder. But when you put in water, you mix it, and like the water's hot already because you boil the water. Yep, you've got that. You mix it, and then wait like 15 minutes. Bam, it's a meal. And he's sporty to the point where he'd calculate how many calories he'd need. I'm not.
I know which two your mates you're talking about. 'Cause I've seen New Zealand pictures, right?
Yeah.
We've got you, we've got your tall mate,
Yeah.
and then the other guy.
Yeah.
Is that the other guy?
That's the other
You're
guy.
kidding me, but he's
Take it.
He's carrying
He's
a lot of weight on
bulky.
his body.
No, he isn't. Take a look at the pictures again. His backpack is smaller
No,
than
I'm
mine.
saying him himself.
Oh, him himself. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's a round boy.
His is
I think I don't know if he weighs as much as a tall boy.
it's all in the leg muscles, bro. It's
Yeah,
all in the
100%.
leg
No, that's what I'm
muscles.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying like it must be like
Yeah.
he's shooting all this. It's impressive to me. I'm like, well, tell me, he's got massive clubs. Doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He used to do water polo.
Pardon?
He used to do water
I
polo.
don't know if he used
Yeah.
to. Own that shit.
I'm a terrible swimmer.
So ultralight hikers, and still, you know when you first said to me ultralight hiker, I was like, oh, this Rob being more specific and like knows the
It's-
right words to
yeah,
use.
it's-
Ultralight hiker, cool.
Yeah.
And as you kind of explained to me, I was like, oh, it's actually like, well,
It's
I'm not an idiot, but like,
proper ultralight. Yeah. It's
like,
it's
bit of a community, a
it
society.
is its own community. It's its own niche. It
Yeah.
definitely has its own subreddit.
Yeah.
Film photography has its own subreddit. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm like part of a lot of niche communities, but for ultralight
I
hikers,
think you are.
fair enough.
I-